Shalom, shalom, Israel. It's coming to you again with another lesson. And this lesson is, I want to get into the punishment of the other nations, especially the Edomites, because, this captivity that we've been through and the things that we're going through now by getting shot down and, working these hard-ass slavery jobs for little wages. And not having nothing to call our own, not having our own land to go back to, just not having nothing, not knowing our nationality, who we really are. A lot of people think they black and Africans and Moors and all this Egyptian, all this foolishness. So I just want to get into the punishment that the so-called white men, the Edomites, not only them but the other nations as well, must go through the same thing we went through. They're gonna drink up of the cup that we have drunken up. But this punishment that they're going to go through, these curses that's going to come upon them, it's going to be much worse than they was on us. I know we've been through the worst captivity ever. But once we come into power and we get these Edomites, these so-called white men, and his women and children under our rulership, they're going to be in the worst punishment ever known to man. You feel me? All right. I just want to start off with saying all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Requar Quadash, double honors to the apostles, a great millstone, starting with Apostle Tahar, and the elders, and the Akims out there that's teaching his word and likewise doctrine. Stand faithful in his truth. Rehearsing these laws, statutes, commandments, and doing what thus says Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. First, I'm just going to start off in Deuteronomy chapter 30. Before I get into my punishments, I just want to show you what the Most High is going to do for you so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans, the children of Israel. Deuteronomy chapter 38, chapter 30, Salakia. Deuteronomy chapter 30, verse 3. That then the Lord, thou Yahweh, will turn thou captivity and have compassion upon thee, and will return and gather thee from all the nations, whether the Lord, thou Yahweh, had scattered thee. So the Most High Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, is going to have compassion upon us. He's going to return our captivity. That means he's going to bring us out this bondage that we're in right now. From all four corners, from all the places he has scattered us, he's waking us up now. He's taking some of these curses off of us now, those that's coming back unto him and rehearsing these laws, statutes, and commandments. Even though we're still going through hell, because we must go through trials and tribulations so that we can be tried as gold. That's what's going to build us up for him. All right? But he's having compassion on us now, because he had given us his name and his son name, Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. He's given us his Requar Quadash, the Holy Spirit. That's why we understand this word. And that's why we able to be be a vessel for him to you. Verse 4. If any of thine be driven out unto the outermost parts of heaven, from thence will the Lord thy Yahweh gather thee, and from this will he fetch thee. So he's pulling us back from all four corners of the earth. And that's the 144,000, which is the elect, and also the 1/3. And it says, and the Lord thou Yahweh will bring thee into the land which thy fathers possessed it, which is Israel. He's going to bring us back into our land. That's why we don't have no land right now, because we got Jewish rats and them Palestinians, the Muslims in our land. And thou shalt possess it. So he said we're going to get our land back, and he will do thee good and multiply thee above thy fathers. So the Most High said he's going to do us good, and he's going to multiply us, above thy fathers. So he's going to exalt us, and he's going to multiply us. He's going to allow our women to bear more children. All right, I'm going to jump down to verse 7. And the Lord thou Yahweh will put all these curses upon thou enemies, and on them that hated thee, which persecute thee. So the Most High said he's going to put these curses that we went through, slavery, our women being raped, the men being raped, our children been dashed to pieces, killed, been alligator bait. We've been, up in Britain, they had us at zoo, as the zoo animals in Britain, you know? So they're going to go through these curses that we're going through. Our women being bald-headed, they pussy stink, they coming against the men. These women, their women going to get the same thing. You know, they men going to be called niggas. They ain't going to be able to find a job. They're going through harsh captivity and slavery. But it's not only the so-called Edomites, the white man, but it says on them that hated thee, which persecute thee. So that's also talking about the Chinese, the Japanese, the Africans, the Arabians, the Muslims, the East Indians, you know, the Japhetic people, which are your Filipinos, your Australians and your Hawaiians. They gonna get this punishment too. But nobody's gonna get what the Edomites gonna get. And then listen, I'm gonna read verse 8. And thou shalt return and obey the voice of the Lord thou Yahweh, and do all his commandments, which I command thee this day. And so we returning unto him right now. You know, and we keeping the commandments to the best of our ability right now. Because the Most High, once he translates us into our glorified bodies, then he's going to give us a new heart. You know, and then we're going to be able to serve him, you know, without going off, period. You know, but until then, right now we're rehearsing. And he's with us and he's keeping us and he's providing for us and protecting us because we're rehearsing his law, statute, commandments. All right, follow me to Jeremiah. Let's go to Jeremiah 49 and 12. For thus said the Lord Yahweh, behold, they whose judgment was not to drink of the cup have surely drunken. So our judgment wasn't to drink of this cup of slavery. You know, of the cup of homosexuality. Look at our people at a high rate of homosexuality. Of this cup of fallen other gods. You know, you got our people in Christianity, Islam, Buddhism. You got some of our people are atheists. You know, you got our people just doing all kind of wicked shit. Pan-Africanism, Egyptologists. You know, it wasn't of us to drink of the cup. But we drank of the cup of captivity and slavery and bondage. You know, and we still drinking, a lot of us still drinking out of that cup. We still getting shot down by the police. They still hanging us on bridges in Atlanta. You know, they still in Oklahoma chaining us up, you know, and cutting our bodies up and throwing us in the river. They just did that over a month ago. They still doing all these things to us. All right. He said, they whose judgment was not to drink of the cup have surely drinking it. So we have drunken of this cup of wrath of the Most High. But we weren't supposed to, but we went off. We got away from the law, statutes, commandments. So I don't know how the hell these churches is telling you that you don't got to rehearse these law, statutes, commandments. And that's why we're in the predicament that we're in now. Because we weren't trying to keep the law, statutes, commandments. But since, you know, the elect is coming back to these law, statutes, commandments, you know, and trying to rehearse them to the best of their ability, the Most High is dealing with us. I'm going to continue. And art thou he that shall altogether go unpunished? That shall not go unpunished, but thou shalt surely drink of it. So he's saying that, you know, we drunk of the cup and we weren't supposed to drink of the cup. So you Edomites, you so-called white people, and you other nations, you Japanese and Chinese and the rest of you think that you're not going to drink of the cup, and the cup was really made for you. He said you shall surely drink of it. So you definitely going into captivity. You going into slavery. You know what I'm saying? Your women going to be raped and ravished. You're going to be in poverty. Everything that we went through, the Edomites is going to go through double. So-called white men is going through it in the other nations. You know, your so-called Hamites, Africans and Chinese and Japanese and East Indians, everybody's going to go through what we went through. Y'all going to drink of this cup. For I have, verse 13, for I have sworn by myself, said the Lord Yahweh. He said he sworn by himself that Basra shall become a desolation. Now, Basra, you can look this up at in Strong's H1224. Basra was a town in Edom. Edom just means, Edom was where the Edomites came from. So right now, today, Basra is what? The United States. Well, or you can say the Basra Basra was the capital of Edom. And so right now, you can say that, you know, the head Edomites are your so-called Jewish people. You know, so they over in the land of Israel right now. So, and Bozrah also means, it means it was a town in Edom, and it also means sheepfold and a fortress. You know what I'm saying? So, Bozrah is going to be a desolation. So he said he's going to destroy you Edomites. You know, it's because, you know, they over in our land right now. So our land is going to have to be done away with. He's going to have to destroy them up out of our land. It's going to be a waste. He said that Bozrah shall become a desolation. And this desolation is horror or waste of a land or a city, etc. So the land of Israel in America is going to be a desolation. A lot of horror is going to come upon those people, you so-called Edomites. It's going to be a reproach. You know, and reproach is H2781. It's a condition of shame, disgrace, scorn upon enemies. Scorn upon enemy. So that reproach means there's going to be scorn upon your enemy. So your enemy is going to be in what? A shame and disgrace. You know, a waste and a curse. And all of the cities thereof shall be a perpetual waste. You know, and this word perpetual just means, perpetual means forever, always, a long time, future, continuous existence. So it said this waste for these Edomites is going to be perpetual. So it's going to be they're going to be a continued existence, a waste. So after 1,000 years, the Bible teaches that the Most High, if you go to read the book of Obadiah, he's going to do away with the Edomites. The so-called white man is going to be wasted off this land. Just go read Obadiah. It's only one chapter. He's going to tell you after 1,000 years of them being in captivity that he's going to do away with the whole Edomite race. All right. Follow me to Job. Well, we ain't got go to Job 9 and 24, because the Bible says that Job 9 and 24 says that the earth is given into the hand of the wicked, and he covered the faces of the judges thereof. So who is the wicked? Who's controlling the earth? The so-called Edomites, the white man. He's controlling the earth, so he's the wicked. The earth is in his hands. All right. And follow me to go with me to Malachi 1 and 4. Malachi 1 and 4. This is what the Most High says about Edom, who is controlling the world, the wicked. He says, whereas Edom said, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus said the Lord of hosts, Yahweh, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord Yahweh had indignation forever. That's his righteous anger. So the Most High, he's forever angry with you so-called Edomites, you white people. He said that you're going to build and he's going to throw down. And you can see the Most High throwing down the so-called Edomites right now. They are losing power. The white man is losing power. You know, these other nations is turning against the so-called white man. America, the border of wickedness. Everywhere the white men go, the Edomites go what? They create what? Wickedness. They bring desolation. Look at Iraq. Look at everything in the Middle East. Look what they're doing. They bombing Syria. They bombed Iraq. You know, they're over there killing the Palestinians. You know what I'm saying? They're going against Iran right now. They bombed Syria. They dropped Hiroshima on Japan. They came over to the to so-called United States, and they wiped off the Native Americans, the Northern Kingdom. And they gave you a Thanksgiving. They killed 77 million Native Americans, and they had a feast the next day, and they called it Thanksgiving. Y'all dumb son of a bitches celebrate Thanksgiving. And they killed your ancestors. And then they came from the west coast of Africa, and they gathered us up, the so-called Southern Kingdom, the so-called Negroes. You know, your so-called Jamaicans and Haitians and American blacks, which is Judah. Your Haitians is Levi, and your Jamaicans and West Indians is who? Benjamin. And they destroyed it. Over 100 million of us died coming over here. And you think they ain't got to pay for this? The Most High is going to make them drink of that cup. They're going to drink of this cup faithfully. All right. Follow me to Psalms Psalms 75. Psalm 75 in 7. It says, but Yahweh is the judge. He puteth down one and set it up another. So the Most High said he put in rulership who he wants in rulership. You know, he take a king down, he sets another king up. All right, he set the white men up, the so-called Edomites. And this is the last kingdom that's going to reign, that's going to rule over the world. After this, we come into power. Verse 8, for in the hand of the Lord Yahweh there is a cup. So the Most High said he got a cup in his hand, right? And the wine is red. And the wine is red, right? It is full of mixture. So he said this cup is full of mixture. So that means this cup has a lot of things in this cup. You got slavery in this cup. You got rape in this cup. You got mass murder in this cup. You got diseases and pestilence in this cup. It's a lot of things in this cup. And he poured out of the same. So this cup, this same cup in his hand, with this mixture of disasters and waste, he's going to pour out this cup. But the dregs thereof, all the wicked of the earth shall wing them out and drink them. So the Most High said that all the wicked of the earth is going to drink out this cup. And so we just found out that what? The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. And the wicked, and the Bible said that the wicked is, and that the Edom, so-called white man, should be called what? The border of wickedness. So we know who the wicked of the world is, which is the so-called white man, the Edomites. But not only them, you got the lower level evil, the lower level wicked on the earth, which is your Africans, your Japanese, Chinese, your Arabians, your East Indians, your Australians, your Filipinos, your Hawaiians, your Japhetic people. They wicked too, and they all going to drink of this cup of slavery. All these people are going into slavery. But all of them going to be in bondage and get this ass whooping. The same thing that we got, they going to get, but they going to get it worse than what we got it. All right, go with me to Limitations. Follow me with Limitations 4. Hold on, what the hell? Excuse me. Follow me to Limitations 4. Limitations 4 and 21. And it reads, it says, rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwellest in the land of Uz. And this right here is Uz. This land of Uz is talking about America. And that's why it said, O daughter of Edom. Because America is called what? The daughter of Babylon. That's why you had that damn transgender Statue of Liberty. And that's why when they say, when they got those, America had that song, and it says, oh, something, is she the bravest. In America, they call America, so-called white man call America a woman. And the Bible calls her the daughter of Babylon, the whore that rides the beast. So Limitations 4 and 21. Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwellers in the land of Uz. So it's talking to the so-called white men in America, the Edomites. The cup also shall pass through unto thee. Thou shalt be drunken and shall make thyself naked. That means they're going to be drinking of this cup, right? They shall be drunken. That means all the wrath and disaster that we've been through, they're going to get it more. All right? And the Bible said they should make thyself naked. So right now you see that the white man has been uncovered. You finding about all the wickedness he done in the world. All right? And they got this one shit where there's, all these elite white men, the Me Too movement, where they've been, raping all these women and paying all these women for promotions, and these bitches been fucking and screwing these people to get where they at in the industry, You know, now they want to come out and cry about it. Just like the bitches Bill Cosby done, they say he been through, but that's a different subject. But so the white man is becoming naked. You seeing all the wickedness. He's been, everybody is what's the word? It's on my tip of tongue. Everybody's exposing the so-called Edomite, the so-called white men, the Edomites. You know, you're finding about all the wickedness he's been doing for all these years and all these decades. All right? That means he's been naked now. You know, you go to Revelation, his skirt has been lifted up. All right? And so let's read some of this. Let's read some of the things that this white man gonna have to drink of. Let's read some of these curses. Let's read what's in his cup. Let's see some of the stuff that's in his cup. Go with me to Revelations 13. Revelation 13 and 9. And it says, if any man have an ear, let him hear. Verse 10, he that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. Now that's in this cup that the Most High have in his hand, that the so-called white men and all the other nations have to drink of. They got to go into slavery. They took us into slavery. They going to be killed with the sword. That's instruments of killing. However you may deem, you know, they can be hung, be set on fire. They can be raped. They can have one leg and one arm tied to this horse and another leg and another arm tied to this horse, and you hit the horses on their ass and let them split them in half. You know, that's what's in this cup. That's that mystery that's in this cup. That's the draws that they should wing out of this cup. All right? That's some of the stuff that's in this cup that the Edomites, so-called white man, and the other nations, the heathens, have to drink of. And not only that, go with me to Isaiah. It's a lot of stuff in this cup, man. I know y'all don't want to hear this because your preacher ain't going to teach it to you. If you don't want to hear it, then get the fuck off my page and go to church Sunday. I ain't go to Bible study and get some lies on what? When y'all go Wednesday? If not, follow with me. Isaiah 14. Let's see what's in this cup. Isaiah 14 and matter of fact, I'm gonna read 14 and 1 and 2. For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel and set them in their own land. And the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. So Most High said he's going to set us back in our land. And the strangers is the Israelites, you know, that didn't know who they were, who they was. All right, so that's everybody out, you know, in the four corners. That's what's going to be brought back into the land. Verse 2, and the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord Yahweh for servants and handmaids, and they shall take them captives, who captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. This is in that cup. All right, y'all ass is going into slavery, and we're going to rule over you. This is in that cup. Isaiah 14 and 21. Prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity, the sins of their fathers, that they do not rise, nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities. All these wicked ass cities around the world that the so-called white man and Edomites have built up. So we're going to have to kill off all their children. Excuse me, Salakim. So they don't raise up and do the same shit their forefathers did. And that's what Malachi 1 and 4 was talking about. All right? Okay, now this is in that cup. Now Obadiah talks about this Revelations, Isaiah 14 and 21. You go to Obadiah 1, and that's going to talk about us killing the whole fucking Edomite Caucasian race out after 1,000 years of them being in harsh captivity. Isaiah 14, 22. For I will rise up against them, said the Lord of hosts, Yahweh, and cut off from Babylon the name and remnant and son and nephew, said the Lord of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai. So the Most High said he's going to destroy America, and every motherfucking Edomite, so-called white man that's in this land, in woman, in child, will be put to death in World War III. Should I read? All right, go. Oh, matter of fact, go to Isaiah 13. Go back one. Go to Isaiah 13 and 16, because this is in that cup too. Their children also shall be dashed to pieces before their eyes. We're going to take their children by their heels and we're going to crack their motherfucking heads on stones, bricks, just like they did our children during the Trail of Tears. Yeah, go look that up, the Trail of Tears. You know, that's to take our children and thrash their head. That's to take our children, use them as alligator bait, feed them to alligators. You know, that's the, take our children and feed them to dogs, and especially the natives, cut their hands off and feed them to the dogs and shit. So all that is in this cup that the Most High have, that he's been ruling since we've been in this captivity. He's been ruling this cup. And he's ready to serve it to them. They already drinking of this cup a little bit. You see, what they say, the federal statutes say that what the 71% of police brutality and race on race murder comes from who? So-called Edomites. They just putting us in the forefront, but they the number one. They the one killing the most polices. They killing each other more than we killing each other. You know, they got this opiate overdose that, they ODing off these pills and off this meth and off the crocodile Dundee, all this shit that's going on. They drinking of this cup right now. All right, they women are burned. They can't have children. All right, you got more Edomite, more white homeless people than ever. You got more white homeless people than you do so-called Jakes, Negro, Hispanics, and Native Americans. All right, they already drinking of this cup, people. Look at these mass shootings. They're going into these schools. Edomites killing all these Edomites. All right, they drinking of the cup already. You know what I'm saying? They starting to drink of this cup now. All right, back to Isaiah 13:16. Their children also shall be thrashed to pieces before their eyes. Their houses shall be spoiled. That means robbed. We're going to go take our shit back. Like they came and took shit from us, we going in their houses and taking shit. Their houses going to be spoiled. In their wives ravished. Their wives is going to be raped. Ravish means to rape. Their wives going to be raped like they raped our wives. All this shit is coming back upon them. That's ruling in that cup that the Most High have in his hand. All right. Go to me to Isaiah 54. Let's see what's in this. Let's see what's in this cup now. There's some shit in this cup. You know, it's more than what I'm reading. Hell, you got nuclear missiles in this cup. You know what I'm saying? That's in this cup. Isaiah 54 and what? 15. Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire. So the Most High say he created the smith. He created the motherfucking Smith and Wesson too. The smith is the person that creates these weapons. The nuclear missiles, these missiles. The Most High say he created the smith that created that. The blower of the coal, he said he put that knowledge in his head to make these nuclear missiles, to make these rockets, to make these guns. You know what? But listen what he says. He says, behold, I have created, I'm at Isaiah 54 and 16. Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument, and that instrument means weapon, that bringeth forth an instrument or weapon for his work. That's the nuclear missile, the IBM. And I have created the waster. Good God Almighty. That word waster means destroyer, to destroy. That's that nuclear missile. That's in this cup. That every so-called white person, Edomite in America, and every other nation that's in America, outside of the elect of Israel, and the 1/3 of Israel that's in America, they're gonna drink of this cup. These nuclear missiles gonna burn their ass. The Most High said he created that. That's his army. These missiles is his army. That 200 million nuclear missiles that's gonna come this way, that's his army. Verse 17, no weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper. And that's talking about his elect, those that's rehearsing these laws, statutes, commandments, that's teaching his word on the highways and byways. Those that have been faithful to him, those that know the name Yahweh and using it, and his son named Yahweh Shah. No weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper. In every tongue that shall rise against thee in judgment, thou shalt condemn. So all y'all out there that's talking shit about us, that's bringing his word, that got something negative to say about me, that's bringing his word and that's falling up to the Most High, you're going to be condemned. He got something for your ass. Because the Bible said, by the words of your mouth, you should condemn yourself. This is the heritage of the servants. This is the heritage of the servants of the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. And their righteousness is of me, said the Lord Yahweh. So the Most High said, this is our heritage. He's going to protect us and our family. You know, the men, the 144,000 and 1/3, the man that's out there teaching his word, that's been obedient to the voice of Yahweh and his son Yahweh Shah, and that's rehearsing these laws, statutes, commandments to the best of their ability. All right? Shit. Follow me to Jeremiah 30. Let's see what's else in this cup. Jeremiah 30 and 16. It says, therefore all they that devour thee shall be devoured, and all thy adversaries, every one of them, shall go into captivity, and they that spoil thee shall be spoiled, and all that prey upon thee will I give for a prey. So the Most High said, listen, y'all motherfuckers going into slavery. Y'all gonna be our slaves. You so-called Edomites, you so-called white men, you Edomites, and you other nations, you Africans and Japanese and Chinese, East Indians, and you know, Japhetic people. You know, and those, you know, and all y'all that robbed us, we're gonna rob y'all ass. And we was y'all prey. Now y'all about to be our prey. All that is in that cup that the Most High got brawling for your ass. Verse 20. Jeremiah 30:20. Their children also shall be as aforetime, and their congregation shall be established before me, and I will punish all that oppress them. So all you people that touch the children of Israel, the so-called Negro, Hispanics, and Native Americans, the Most High is going to punish your ass. He got a cup of red wine that got a mixture of disasters in it, of pestilence and waste in it, and y'all going to drink of it. All right? Go with me Lamentations 1 and 21, and I'm going to end with this. Lamentations 1 and 21. Bro, can I never... Lamentations 1 and 21. They have heard that I sigh. There is none to comfort me. Yeah, they saying we always crying. We out here crying. I cry day and night. I'm telling you, I'm always crying out to the Most High. I'm asking them why you haven't came and got us yet. Why I must still go through this pain that I'm going through. You know, it's some wicked people out here, man. It's a lot of stuff, you know, that's been going on in my life. You know, but it's not for me to make public. But the Most High is giving me the strength, and I'm fighting it. I'm still bringing the word out to you by His grace, the Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. You know, He said go put a mark on the foreheads of those that sigh and cry. All right, that's in Ezekiel, I think, chapter 3. Lamentations 1 and 21. They have heard that I sigh. He said, they heard I'm out here crying. I'm crying out right now to you. There is none to comfort me. I have no comfort. There's nobody out there to comfort me. You know, I pray day and night for Yahweh and His son Yahweh Shah to comfort me. You know, all my enemies have heard of my trouble. They are glad that thou hast done it. See, all our enemies out there, the so-called white men, Edomites, and these other nations, these Japanese, Chinese, and Africans, and East Indians, and everybody else, you know, they glad that we've been through this captivity, this slavery. They glad that we on the bottom and we ain't got shit. All my enemies have heard of my trouble. They are glad that thou hast done it. They glad that Yahweh put us through this shit and that we're going through these trials and tribulations. They are glad that thou hast done it. Thou wilt bring the day that thou hast called, and they shall be like unto me. Yeah, they glad now, but we're going to get the last laugh. They ass going to be just like us. They going through this. They're going to be in this hell, and we're going to be up there in heaven in rulership. Yeah, they're going to go through worse than what we went through. Just go look at all those pictures of them burning us and raping our women, raping the men, raping our daughters, feeding our children to alligators, and bashing our children's head, against stone, cutting our women's stomach open and stumping out the babies. I mean, man, cutting our men's genitals off. Man, just think about the shit they did to us. They about to drink of it. Believe that. So, with that said, I just want to say, Shalom, continue to stay faithful, man. Continue to do this work, and listen, to y'all out there, if you're not calling on Yahweh and His Son, Yahweh Shai, and reversing these laws, statutes, commandments, death to you in America. All right? That's all I got to say. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, the elders out there, and the brothers out there, the Akims, out there that's teaching this word and being faithful. I just want to say, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai. Shalom.